Good day, everyone. My name is Abiola-Farounbi. I work for 2107068 consulting firm, presenting a report on evaluation of a data-driven marketing strategy for improved visibility and penetration for K-Impacts. The content of this report runs from the project brief to solution testing plan, evaluation and output, solution model adjustment, amendment and recommendation, to data visualization, communication of insights and interpretation of the results, to the next step we presented to the client, then feedback gotten from the client, and the key lessons learned and professional reflection during this project. The executive summary runs from the blog 1 to the blog 2, from the foundation blog, which is blog 1, where the client's background was introduced, to the second one, which is the current business analysis, whereby we were able to analyze the current state of the business. We also reviewed literatures and also had the opportunity to compare existing case studies on the business. We also run then to the next one, which is the block 3, where we were able to present the client project method and methodology, where we were able to look out for the model method we're to use, the methodologies we're to use in the project, and also where we're able to see this how to measure the success criteria, evaluate, and then check out the constraints. Also to the recommendation we're going to propose to the customer, then to the client, then to the last phase, which is a block 4, whereby we're going to wrap up all the process from the beginning, where we're going to give this a kind of summary report of all that we said we're going to do in the previous blog, and then we're going to make a comprehensive report by buttressing it with the facts. Then to the project introduction, I'm just going to give you a brief introduction of the clients, how it all started. K-Impacts Airline is commenced business 2 years ago in the private charter arm of the aviation industry. They have been in business, thriving and excelling in their private arm of the aviation industry, though the smaller arm. And this has pushed them for expansion, and they wish to expand into the commercial arm of aviation industry. This will require a lot, and this is why they have consulted us to make an effect, to look out for and make a research for how they can effectively penetrate the market and get a strong presence. And this is what we aim to do by giving them by proposing effective way of marketing them to give them a strong presence in the aviation industry. We proposed 3 solutions for K-Impacts, and we started by asking them to segment their customer segmentation model. This will enable K-Impacts, when they segment the customer base, it will enable K-Impacts to have a kind of travel preference of the customer, their customer behavior, and the demographic of the customer they are dealing with. Then we propose the second one, which is social media analytics model. This will enable the K-Impacts to know how customers are engaging on social media, how they can penetrate customers using social media analytics, and from there they can gain entrance into the travel industry influencers. This will give K-Impacts the spotlight they really need to establish as a startup. Then we'll move on to the predictive analytics model, whereby K-Impacts will be able to know the customer pattern, the trends of how they behave, how the market tilts, where the market tilts towards. It will give them a kind of enlightenment on how they can section customer and how they can engage customer. By so doing, they will be able to have an enhanced customer engagement, which will resonate into increasing their bottom line, their sales, their revenue, and of course give them profits. Then we'll move on to the solution model testing plan. The testing plan has enabled us to support our solution by showing how effective it will be. We started by designing a survey, and then by doing a trial run on the survey. We distributed the survey and we collected all the data, so we were able to collect. We analyzed this data and we we're able to have an insight by interpreting the data, what the data is really saying to us. And after interpreting this data, we engage the client, letting them know this is what we have done, this is what is supporting it, and from there we're able to get the client's feedback, telling us their mind and how they are going to accept or carry out this solution. From there, we move on to the our recommendation to the client and the implementation plan. The solution model testing plan, criteria, evaluation, and outputs set out by saying the criteria of this solution. The criteria is to see how the market visibility will increase, how the penetration of the target market will also be enhanced, how the customer engagement will improve, and how they will grow their revenue, and of course increase on their ROI, which is a return on investment. Then to the evaluation, how we're going to evaluate by the survey that we conduct, the customer survey, customers feedback, and also to see how the traffic will be on the website. Then we're also going to we're anticipating for this outcome to see that, okay, after all this has been done, the outcome should be the brand recognition, loyalty, of course the conversion rate should be increased, and then also for the traffic, it can be measured by when you see a whole lot of people patronizing, then there will be a whole lot of traffic going on their site, and then strong and strengthened customer engagement. Then the data visualization, interpretation, and insight. We had a sample size of 100, and we were able to exceed that expectation by getting 138 participants responding to our survey online. This exceeded our expectation, and it's a way to say that, okay, the solution we're proposing is actually going to be effective. We are analyzing from the age distribution of the respondent, and we realize that 35 years of age to 44 years stood out at 54% of the people that responded to the survey. And this will enable, the implication of this is to enable K-Impes channel and then be able to design their marketing strategy towards this age group, which is the middle age group. It's also more like a business class group, people that are already in business, are already in the industry, that travels a lot. It will enable K-Impes to channel and tailor their marketing strategy towards this age group. Then we'll move on to the frequency of travel. We asked the respondents how frequent they travel, and then we realized that about 36% of them travel 3 to 6 times a year, and then 29% travel 4 to 6 times a year, while 19% travel more than 7 times a year, and then 11% once. This will enable the K-Impes to know how frequent, how the traffic moves, when the peak of the period, when there's the low downtown period of travel of customers. And then we also ask for the travel preference of people, the travel class preference of people, of the participants, and we got a 62% of people traveling through economic class, and then 12% on premium economy class, 9% on business class, and the lowest was for first class. This reveals to us that 62% of people do not really travel based on luxury. They prefer to travel with their at a minimum level of cost they can afford. Means that K-Impes should channel their resources and all their marketing strategy towards this class of people that travel just economy, because this indicates that it's a price sensitive decision, and then they should know how to up their game in that area. And for the premium economic class and business class that travel between 12% and 9%, shows that they could be potential customers for upselling opportunities. We also asked the type of air travel the people embark on, whether it's a business travel, whether it's for leisure or for vacation, and we got this age, we cross-tab with the age group to know what people really like, whether the Generation Z, whether they prefer to go for vacation or leisure, whether for some age group they prefer to go for business or whatever. And we realized that 35 to 44 age group stood out by having a 54% travel for vacation, and also they had a 35% travel for business purpose and 30% travel for leisure, while 25 to 34 stood out to travel more, 43% on leisure purpose. This particular session will enable KMPS to be able to classify the age group of people that embark on this journey, section it yearly, quarterly, monthly, or who, and see the travel times, to know the seasonal travel times and when they are supposed to do more of their promotional offers and all of that, to targeting these people or based on their travel behavior. When we ask the impact of their influence purchase decision, which is very paramount, because people consider prices, they consider so many things that influence their decision, and we realize that people really base their travel decision on price. Okay, if you have in a competitive market, you have a whole lot of people selling, everybody wants to be competitive, so they need to consider their pricing in this regard to know, so that they will not overshoot and then not have, they are trying to penetrate, they need to make their pricing competitive in the market. 38% base their decision on pricing, 22% based on airline repetition. Of course, nobody wants to travel and will not want to return home. And then 90% base their travel on flight schedule and timing, means nobody wants to be delayed. Flight cancellation, delays, and all of these causes brand not to have their reputation to go down. Then we also ask for improvements they would like to see, because participants would like to see in airline services, because of course there's no business that doesn't have any shortcomings. And then we realize that many people want that there should be improved on time performance. We have a whole lot of flight cancellation, flight delays. You have people traveling, of course, have their expected time of arrival. They have set so many business plans, they have set so many things ahead of them. They want to get to their destination without being delayed. So they still say that they should improve more. We hope, we feel that if KMPS look at this kind of thing, it will enable them to take decision on how they can manage flight schedules without affecting their reputation as they are starting up in this market. Then we ask the most appealing platform that people like advertising, or like to see adverts, and social media stood out to be 65% of participants responded that they prefer social media as a channel of advertisement. We have TV commercials, other email campaigns online, and others, but social media stood out as the best means of communication. It means that KMPS should adopt social media as a means of entering the market by being seen frequently on that platform. When they are being seen on social media, then it will enable the travel industry influencers, if they can, when they appear more on social media, they will be able to attract all these influencers on social media, which in turn can help their business to be in the spotlight of where they want to be. And then the social media frequently used by most of the participants were asked, and we realized that they use more of Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, which is the first three we are proposing for the customer, for the social media, for KMPS to use as their social media model, analytic model that we're proposing. They should adopt these three platforms, this Twitter handle, Instagram, and Facebook. When they advertise on this platform, for people will be able to approach and see how their business. Then we also ask how people base their opinion on social media, how they take decisions based on social media, and we got a 53% stating that they very most likely base their decision on social media. Also, we had 44% of people saying very likely to 28% stating that they are very likely to adopt social media opinion in making their decision. All this comes together gives us 81% participants stating that they base their recommendation of the kind of airline to choose based on social media. So we strongly advise that K-Impes make use and invest hugely in social media platform. We got about 20% of participants making response commented on this survey, during this survey, and their comments rounds through the social media, acceptance, pricing, timely flight schedule, and improved customer service. All of these are embedded in all the 3 solutions we proposed to K-Impes, and we believe if they can harness and put their resources in making sure that all these things are in place, they are going to thrive. These are the comments gotten from them, and we hope that they are going to go through it. During this project, we do not have any need to adjust or make any amendment from the survey. All the solutions we propose has been supported easily from the survey, so we do not have any means to amend. The next step we're proposing to our clients is for them to look at all the facts. 51% and 35% of the respondents on the survey support they go on business and vacation plan. Let them look at the seasonal period for business and seasonal period for when people goes on holiday. Then they should optimize their mobile app and the airline official website, because majority of the people participants, 52 and 22% of participants in different age group prefers to make their booking through this site. And then the competitive market strategy, pricing strategy, 65% support social media. All of these things, we want K-Impes to look at them and then implement them step by step, and then we run them through the stages of how to implement this solution. The conclusion is that if all of these things are being done just as presented to K-Impes, they will continually enter the market, and before they realize, they will gain the brand recognition they want, the brand loyalty they need, and penetrate, have a strong presence in the market. In turn, even solve all of other challenges they may have. It will in turn improve their sales, revenue, and give them profitability, and then will lead you to the client's feedback from this project.
Hi, my name is Abiola-Farounbi. I'm the Managing Director of K-Impes Airline. K-Impes Airline started off 2 years ago as a chartered executive service jet provider, and we have worked so assiduously in the industry to continuously provide that service that has been sustained over a period of time. And our desire to expand the services into commercial airline service provider brought us to the point where we now began to look at what to do to begin to improve the market, to build the new segment of market that we're looking at now, to have a competitive share in the market. And while this was on, Abiola approached us and then spoke to us about wanting to be a consultant in the development of marketing strategy to gain a market entrance. This took a whole lot of time, took a lot of energy, took a lot of engagement with myself, with my staff in the office, in the various departments, the marketing department, the operational department, in which she spoke extensively with everyone to get the total buy-in of those that will be involved to work with this document. It is quite incredible that she shook everyone and turned us upside down to get all the information that is required, ranging from her calling us through Zoom calls, WhatsApp calls. Different medias were deployed for hours, sometimes late in the night into the early hours of the morning, engaging for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, and most of the time trying to get the needed information to help us to move forward in the business. Holistically, K-Impes has provided these services, and then we have had our challenges. Basically, what our challenges is we're beginning to have a downtime on on our customers. Our services were good, but again, customer the low turnout in customer, which is affecting the sales, also became one of the biggest challenges that we have. And then the only way we could do this is to begin to look at how much can we begin to re-engineer this process by having a better marketing strategy. And from the documents that Tobilola has provided based on her research that she has carried out with us, it is obvious that this document will be kind of a game changer for us. It has the components of all that we need to have the services refined and for us to provide more efficient services and have a larger chunk of the market segment because the document is detailed, it's deep, and looking at it, it's a document that we want to quickly run with and then begin to see how it's going to yield.
That's the client feedback that we got from them. And for me personally, well, the lesson I've learned on this project is deep, is huge, because I've been open up to world of that data, how to analyze data, and then at a point when I got data and I wasn't really working well, and how to do all of that. We had to do data enriching and all of the cleaning and purpose, just to have a kind of idea of what is going on and all of that. And then I've grown in my communication skill, my emotional intelligence in dealing with all the stakeholders during this period, and then how to keep relationship and harness all of that during this project. And for me as a person doing this personally, my reflection when I look back in retrospect, I looked at how I started describing how I was able to engage in data-driven marketing for my clients, how I collaborated with the stakeholders, how I faced challenges and I was able to overcome it. I related myself, and then I realized that okay, importance of open communication. Communication is important. I was able to learn about my SWOT, analyze my strengths, my weakness using SWOT analysis. Is same also to my clients, and how I've been able to build relationship over time. And for me, my feelings during this period, when I was down without getting a response from my client, when I was having challenge not being able to meet, they were not reachable on things I was requesting for, and then I needed to meet timing during these submissions. All of this gave me a whole lot of panic attack, and then I was able to overcome it, which gives me a lot of satisfaction. I've developed my empathy for my customers as well when they were doing the challenges of their best strike. And then when I analyzed all of this, it helped me, and all the support I got from the analysis I've conducted on myself, all the support I got from the UH as a school, and also my supervisor, which has been supportive also. And all of this helped me, basically during my health challenge too, and I have to put all of this through. Then the action plan for me is also to continue to strive for improvement as a person, my weakness, which is time management, to make sure that I improve. So on it, apply all the things I got from the SWOT analysis to my personal life and then future endeavors, and also to maintain a good relationship with my client during this period. Thank you for listening to me, and I present the references to this report. These are the references used while I'm making this report. Thank you very much.